Material Components, Season 2, Episode 50, Intruder Alert. Greetings and welcome to Material Components, the actual play RPG show all about a galaxy of magic and the adventurers who live there. I am your humble Dragon Master, Mike Gargoni, and joining me, as always, are my stalwart adventurers. Hey adventurers, thanks for being here.
Heck yeah.
Happy to be here. Just Olivia and I, though.
It's just the two of us.
I was taking a comically huge sip of wine.
Oh,
Elliot and Raider dead.
That no one would know.
Audio.
I was
audio
gonna
medium.
say it. I was gonna say it.
At least Elliot has an excuse. Reed.
I was gonna say it.
I usually you chime in last with something stupid, and I wasn't allowed to do that today, so it's weird. So this is what's happening now.
This is the stupid thing. Hey everybody, I'm Olivia, and I will be playing Florian of Aquilar.
I'm Elliot, and I am playing Shay.
I am Michael, and I'm playing Oswald Octavian Theophilus III.
And I'm Reed, and I'll be playing Amari.
Indeed. And before we begin today's session, I would like to ask the same question I ask every time, and that is, Olivia, do you remember what happened last time?
Sure. We
Oh, good.
we decided that before we were to reveal our actually alive selves to the Storm's Repose, we were going to go mess with some shit under, before we had to be under the purview of the Cole Foundation again. And or before Aegis Tech Solutions knew we were alive, potentially. So what did we do? We decided we were going to infiltrate an Aegis Tech Solution facility. Pachoo!
In disguise.
In disguise. Specifically, ICE Facility K. K for cool. We decided that we were going to run just a flawless gambit, which is to pretend to be inspectors specifically focused on Project Chimera, and who would therefore have the authority to dig into all of the facility's nefarious goings on. We did, with the help of Kala, get aboard the ship, but not after being contacted by a different Aegis Tech station, where we is that where we first learned about the Typhon arriving? I think it was.
You learned that in conversation with the Ice Station K's administrator.
Right.
Okay, that was later. Okay.
You knew it was going to show up eventually, but you didn't realize how soon it was going to be showing up until mid-conversation.
Right.
The point is that we were flawless in our gambit, and we got onto the station and found out a bunch of information. Disguised as inspectors, Shay as Jackie Dustfinger, Oswald Octavian Theophilus III starring as Javier Caliente, Florian as Rick Danger, security specialist, and
Oh yeah, hit him with that good shit.
And Amari as Melbert Dinklescrum. Just four incredibly realistic names that didn't ping any alarms.
I don't think so.
It's space.
Yeah,
but everyone has in the Empire has a Roman antique theme going on with the name.
We were outsourced.
It's fine.
My father was a
great.
gnome. What do you want?
Speaking of gnomes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were led around not by a gnome, but by the administrator, who gave us kind of a rundown on everything that the facility was working on. Apparently this facility has been unearthing cog tech from beneath the ice and is attempting to basically see how they can use it towards their own ends. they discovered that the cog are or were, I don't know if we figured out if that was a current thing or not, able to metadive without being detected by Fae. Yeah. Which is hella cool and super dangerous in the wrong hands. But fortunately, they can't really seem to get it to work as of right now. They also found a pre-Crystal Plague cog who was preserved in the ice, like a Ice Age Neanderthal, who they have been cloning to test shit on, which is great and good and not gross at all.
The good news is it didn't seem like any of the clones had achieved consciousness, so that's nice.
Yeah. just a tissue farm. I mean, like, honestly, we live in a weird space dystopia. That's actually probably fine in this grand scheme of things.
You know that cloning is a major taboo, just in general.
Yeah. It's like, does it make it better or worse that they're not? It's fine. We'll worry about that later. Wait, Aegis Tech Solutions is bad, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Did we discover anything else? We did discover that it seems like this facility, or at least the administration of this facility, doesn't actually know what they're doing here.
Well, they know what they're doing here. They don't necessarily know how it contributes to the larger Project Chimera.
Yeah, we did ask, and the administrator was like, what the hell is a Project Chimera? And we said, don't worry about it. Aha.
I think we specifically said, wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Yeah.
And we turned around and left.
Yes. And the administrator said, where are your parents? That's what this podcast is, just reenacting Vines.
I mean, like, a good 30%, yeah?
Yeah.
We know our audience.
In the midst of this grand tour, we came across a gnomish changeling. That is to say, a gnome who had been possessed by a fae, specifically the harlot of the Calming Breeze. Harlot of the House of the Calming Breeze? I don't know how the actual official titles work. And honestly...
Yeah, technically, as official title stand, it is the Harlot of the Calming Breeze, which means that it is the Harlot of the House of the Calming Breeze of the Court of Air.
Yeah. I don't know that Florian would care, so
Nah.
We'll just say that that's character knowledge happening right here.
The only reason it would be of note is simply because of the discoveries you've made concerning Aegis Tech and Project Chimera. It seems as though the Court of Air is heavily involved somehow, but that's not super surprising given how close a relationship the Fae of the Court of Air have with the Kanas Empire.
Yeah. This changeling definitely did not see through our disguises at all and let us go on our way.
Mm-hmm.
End of episode. No, just kidding. They let us go until we were just about out of the facility and then pulled the alarm on us like an asshole.
What a dick.
Indeed.
What a dick.
As these 4 unassuming quality assurance officers were making their way out of Ice Station K, moving through the large central airlock or facility cycling hallway. You're not quite sure what purpose this big hallway serves, but you've seen it's like before back on Talgon 3, and you knew that when you passed through that hall back there, it had reestablished gravity and reestablished like climate control and things of that nature. So you know that there is some differential between inside this long hallway and outside this long hallway.
Mm-hmm.
But you are currently in the middle of this hallway as the door leading out into the main hangar floor does not work as the administrator attempts to open it, and sirens and alarms begin to blare over secreted loudspeakers throughout this base, and the words "Intruder detected" begin ringing throughout the comm system that you can all hear. And yes, that is where we find Oracle Zero now, still disguised as Administrator Blandistopian, turns back to you with a look of befuddled confusion, trying their keycard one last time, seeing that the door still does not open. And he says, "You'll have to apologize. I'm not entirely sure what's going on."
I'm going
Javier.
to immediately draw my big ass knife, and I'm going to look around like I'm also looking around for intruders or potential threat.
Javier, do I even need to tell you to write this down?
I am already writing it down.
All of your disguises, again, primarily generated by a really whopping good spell cast by Shay, are still being maintained, so you all have slightly modified appearances, some of you more dramatically than others. But as you are glancing around, the administrator, seemingly under the impression that everyone in this chamber is supposed to be here,
This poor guy.
This person's gonna be dead. I just want you to know this person's gonna get killed for
Well,
their
I know,
like
and I know
accidental stupidity.
And I know we don't really need to feel sorry. Like, he's, like, honestly part of, like, a creepy, weird black site, but I'm just having the worst day.
Yeah, Administrator Blandis is really not having a great day. It is true.
Is there, so you said it's the central airlock. Are we in a space with, like, other people?
Currently, no, it is just the
Or it's
five
just
of
us.
you, and you were on your way out towards the main hangar floor where shuttle number 7 is waiting for you.
This close. This close.
Speaking of, I
Yeah.
am going to, on my own data pad, which I have, I am going to look like I'm being very officious, but I am typing out a message to Kala that's like, look alive. We might have gotten caught. So, like, turn the engine on and tell Duma to get ready to bust out.
Does shuttle have weapon systems? I feel like I've asked this like 4
No.
times.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
No.
I'm just like,
I mean, it
Hey,
has a
can you-
mech on it.
You explicitly left the
We
mech
don't
behind.
actually
Yeah,
have
I-
that.
yeah.
did.
because
Oh,
if we
shit.
got caught for any reason,
Then it would be like, why do you have this golden name mech?
yeah.
Yeah. Stands to reason.
Shit, I think we're all regretting that right now.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's fine.
I'm regretting getting caught. That's what I regret.
So, just to be clear, Shay, you are sending a transmission back up to the Tiresian, which is currently being cloaked in a swath of misinformation that would let anyone scanning it understand that it is a cruiser of the Office of Quality Assurance called the Maximinus, and
Yes.
you are sending in a transmission right now.
Oh, no, I forgot that Kala was on the Tiresian. I am sending a message to Duma.
Ah, got it. So over to the shuttle.
I thought they
saying,
were both on the same ship.
ripcord.
Yeah. Start the engine, bud. It might be.
Hey.
We might need to get out of here. Look at
It's going to
these
be a
bullets.
bumpy
Hey.
exit.
Hey, Duma, you know how we always seem to send you messages that are like, hey, we fucked up. Please start the engine.
It's another one of them days. It's a Tuesday.
Oh boy.
You get a quick message back saying, "What about the hangar doors leading out? They are closed."
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. Oh crap.
Perhaps that's something Kala can...
Stand by. We may still be able to worm our way out of this. Keep you posted. Heart emoji.
Is Shay one of those people who just sends it's like heart emoji, shrimp emoji? Like,
In
does
fact,
Shay
I
just
think
send-
it's heart emoji, spice like a hot like a pepper, and like a bicycle, but like whatever the space bicycle emoji is.
Mm-hmm. And you just get an emoji back that is a bear giving a thumbs up. And as this is happening, what are the rest of you doing, if anything, as Administrator Blandis is looking around, slightly panicking, and reaching for a comms unit on his wrist?
Excuse me, Administrator Topian, was it? Is that correct?
Yes. I'm sorry. I need to handle this. Just one moment.
See, here's the thing. Administrator Topian. What we've seen so far has been, well, disappointing for the most part. But to be honest, I was willing to look the other way on some of these infractions. However, we have quite the schedule we need to maintain. And so if you would like me to keep this report maybe a bit to myself, I would be more than willing to erase this information.
It really sounds to me like you're trying to act meaningfully here.
It does. It really does. So yeah.
This sounds like some kind of influence role if I ever heard one.
It does. It does.
I will
Yeah.
give my influence die to you as well, because Florian is fully committing to the bit.
Oh,
Yeah, Shay looks like very like looking down their nose at this administrator, being like trying to be very intimidating.
You know what? Have
D6.
an extra D6 as well,
Okay, so
because
D6
I'm going to look
from-
pissed.
D6 is all around.
D6 is all around,
Yeah.
baby.
All right.
Shot.
That's what I like to hear.
Shot.
Okay. This honestly feels pretty bold, either bold or swift, because it's just the first thing that's popping up in my head.
Both of those sound good to me.
Okay, great.
You do you.
And
buddy.
then my only influence is investigative inquiry, which I don't think this is.
No, this sounds like a threat.
Full on threat. So I am going to. I have 3 Aether points left.
Mm?
So I should go all in, because if this works, it'll be great. And if
And if it doesn't, I can just pick you up and carry you, bud.
exactly. Okay. So I've got
All
three
in.
D6s from my friends here.
Mhm.
I've got a D6 in influence. I've got a D8 in bold. I have 3 Aether points. But then I also get to have. Oh, I need more dice.
I just gave you a whole brick of D6s
I know. Hold on.
for this exact purpose. But that being said, you are attempting to influence this administrator into what precisely? Your words seem to suggest that if you're just allowed to like overlook whatever you seem to be implying is going wrong here,
Yeah.
he in return will receive a favorable review of his facility.
Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah, I guess my only question is like,
How's that open the doors? Because his
Yeah.
card doesn't work.
Well, I guess the idea is that we have a tight schedule, and if he's not willing to work with us and keeping that tight schedule by not opening this door for us, then I'm gonna have to submit all of this information, and I don't want to do it,
Sure.
but I
think
might have to.
I think what that translates into is either like do whatever it fucking takes to get this door open, and or once the doors are open, take one for the team, my man.
All I'm saying is it would be pretty ridiculous if you somehow convinced this administrator to suddenly stop what he is doing in the administration of his facility to bow to your sudden demands. So that's going to set the
that's true.
difficulty here at a 30.
Yeah, no, that seems fair. Yeah, I am rolling so many dice.
I believe in you.
Got this.
For our listeners, what is the dice pool you have built here?
Okay, I've got 3 dice. As I said, I got 3 dice from my friends. I got 1 and those are all D6s. I got another D6 for influence. I've got a D8 for bold. And then I've gone all in, so I'm spending 3 Aether points, my 3 remaining Aether points. And since I went all in, I'm also rolling 6 more Aether points, or Aether die.
So that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 D6 plus 1 D8.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, boy. Oh, that's good. All
it
right.
takes 3 minutes to build a dice pool and 5 minutes to do all the math.
Right. So I'm gonna let you guys just do some just
We're gonna riff. Okay.
yeah,
Let's
just take it. Hold on, I gotta do some math.
improv. Okay, so
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the audience we need occupation,
A location.
a location, and a funny situation.
Squid milker. Wait, no.
Reed, I think you'll be the other one to get this an object.
Yeah.
As I just poke the air, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Time machine.
Time machine. Thank you. listener.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah. I get the reference.
In an improv class that we had, time machine was so oft used that it eventually grew to have a shorthand for it that was literally just pushing a single imaginary button in the air.
Good. Great.
It started being the most
Okay.
difficult suggestion you could have in improv to the most easy.
Occupation is sci-fi fantasy writer, and location is a dinner party that he is throwing to show his friends his new time machine. It's time after time. Let's go.
Yeah.
30.
I still have the screen
Oh.
grabs that I have of the very short-lived remake of that show, of just H.G. Wells's cute little face looking all perplexed in New York City. Oh man.
44.
Listeners, pause this episode and go watch the modern remake of the show Time After Time.
Both the original movie Time After Time, starring Leonard Nimoy, and the
Okay.
very short-lived remake series.
Gosh,
We did it. We riffed.
I might not have needed to go all in. I got a 51.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
So,
Take him out.
He explodes. He's gone.
you do double crit here.
Yeah.
So, you can either double alley-oop to give us 2 alley-oops for bold, which seems like it could be helpful for your allies.
Sure.
I think
yeah.
all the stuff that we're going to be doing in the next 10 minutes.
It's going to be pretty bold. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. If I take him out of the scene, can he still open the door for us?
You will be making it so he can no longer act meaningfully during the rest of the scene. For the rest
So
of the
if it
mission, I
is-
should say.
So if it is
kind
difficult
of
for him
worth
to
it.
open the door, then that means that he can't, though. Is that-
Theoretically, we could
will-
still open the door. Or we could still open the door, but it would be taking him out of the ability to.
That's true. To
I don't
stop
know.
us.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, your role is a success, so you are going to get what you want out of this. It's just that
Yes.
from here on out, if you need him for anything else, he will be useless if he's taken out
Right.
of the scene.
Right.
He could still be around and might serve as a meat shield if needs be, but he will not be
Well.
able to accomplish anything if you need him to.
I got
You know
to.
what the Cole Foundation's known for? It's hostages.
Yeah.
Using people as
I mean,
meat shield.
Ever
We're
since
an aid
Axel joined up.
foundation. We insist.
More importantly, I don't think that Aegis is going to care. So using him as a meat shield would literally just be using him as a physical meat shield.
Yeah.
But taking him out also affords the opportunity that if he chose to act against you at a later date, as in when your subterfuge may or may not be revealed, he wouldn't be able to
Won't
accomplish
happen.
anything.
I mean, it's airtight.
This illusion's
you know
too
this.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. it's airtight.
We're so deep into these characters, Mike, It's
True.
absurd.
I don't know where Florian begins and Rick ends anymore.
Yeah. It's why don't we? Let's just. I'm gonna alley oop 2 bolds, and hopefully we can get out of here before he can do anything meaningful.
Good play.
We could always just bonk him on the back of the head.
Yeah, what's
like
this
in a
Joker
cartoon.
gonna do?
Can still use him as a meat shield.
True.
All right. So as you let's see, you bolded twice.
Yeah.
Double bold.
Double bold. I'm just going to add a quick bit here on the game board that we use online, and I will add a let's see, token counter for bold, so that you can all see that there are going to be 2 tokens for bold usage, which you can use whenever you like. So yeah, as you very intensely speak these words towards the administrator, he will blanch away from his comm device on his wrist briefly, but then like staring down at your data pad, then back up at you and back up the others of your party, will then reach for the comms device and say, "Security 1, I need you to open these doors now." Ooh. And a voice will come back saying, "Sorry there, administrator. We just got I think we picked up a stray on the outer perimeter. We just need to," and he'll interrupt and say, "I am stuck in the transfer hallway. I need you to open these doors now. That is a direct order. Override code 0012. And
pretty complex. Wow.
There is like a pause, and then the doors begin to open. And you can see that out in the main deck of the hangar here, you see that people are rushing about. There are lots of security personnel, all of them with guns. And the doors up through the ice shelf of the world you're currently on and up into the sky are currently open. Snow is piling in from up above, and you see that there is a pair of small, what look like fighter craft of some kind, driving a third junked ship of some kind down into the hangar, and they have suspended it between the two of them with some kind of tractor beam of some kind. But it looks like the third ship is shot to hell. It is a small, like 2-man at most, vessel of some kind, and it is being driven to the ground.
You get a lot of intruders around here?
And the administrator says, No, of course not.
He must just be having an off day.
Yeah.
I am terribly sorry. Obviously, we will speed you on your way as best we can. If this could please not be... we are dealing with this with all the proper authorities and all precautions. Obviously, they breached our outer perimeter, but it has been handled and dealt with, and we will follow all Aegis Tech procedures about debriefing the intruder. Assuming they were taken alive.
Florian will kind of give a little like, "Oh, okay," and kind of look to Jackie and Javier and kind of give a little like, "Oh, maybe we should give this guy this one. You know, Rick's a man of the people."
It was a very impressive demonstration of authority that you displayed. I will admit, you seem to have more control here than I gave you credit for.
Thank you, Officer Dust Finger. I, of course, we have everything under control here. As you can see, our security personnel are transporting the ship down, and we shall have them quarantined, and if they're alive, debriefed, and then liquidated, as per standard protocol.
This ship, does it look well, I don't know about familiar, but is it, can I gauge, well, I can't do anything. I've just gone all in. But does this...
I mean, you can still do stuff, you just don't have aether.
Yeah. Yeah,
You can't look at the ship. You can't do it anymore.
I've
Don't
gone
even think about
Eyes are
it.
broken. Don't even
There's
breathe.
no
Your glasses are
vision
cracked. You can't see
Yeah.
anything.
What kind of ship, or at least does it look like an Imperial ship? Does it look like what kind of ship is it, I guess?
It doesn't have the standard markers of something from the Empire or the Dominion. It looks something junkier.
Yeah.
It is a long, low ship that probably does not have living quarters of any size in it. It is, like I said, probably a 2-man ship at most. Think like a big catamaran, kind of, in terms of its construction. You've got 2 big pontoons to either side of a central long main structure. A little bit like a Y-wing from Star Wars, but the side engine bits kind of extend horizontally parallel with the cabin, I guess you could say, in the center.
Like a big H.
Like a big H, kind of, yeah. If the center of the H took up the vast majority of the bars to either side.
Yeah, cool.
And yeah, it looks like it's just been shot to hell. This thing does not look maneuverable. It looks like it has been very much customized to have its own warp core, which is really dangerous on a single-man ship like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's... What little sign there is of activity on the ship appears to be centralized around the cockpit, which is cracked and fogged over. It looks like there was some kind of atmospheric leak in there.
Nah, dog, they're hotboxing that shit.
Yeah.
That could also be the case.
Could be.
As we are making our way back over to the shuttle, I would like to reaching out with my etheric senses towards the ship to kind of see or feel what's going on in there. And I want to do that carefully because I don't want anybody to know whether they're anybody in the hangar or the person in the ship.
That's absolutely fair.
So I'm going to use my specialization in perception. Reach out, touch 8th. And careful is a D6. D6. I don't know why I said it like that. And I'm going to use 2 Aether.
Okay. This is one of those rolls where the higher you roll, the more you might learn. Our baseline for success is going to be, let's see, you're in a hangar full of ships, people are rushing around, and you're trying to do this without being noticed?
Yes.
I'd say this is challenging. So 15 is what we're shooting for here.
Cool.
All right.
As the baseline for success, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got 3d6 and 1d8.
You can do it.
Okie dokie. Well, then I'm going to get the baseline.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. You sense through your etherics. The way etheric senses work is usually, for most folk who try to focus on them, you can kind of sense the energy field that things put off, aether-wise. That usually means you can sense hot and cold, kind of. It's in the same way that certain people can, in our reality, can kind of have a sense for magnetic fields in a way. You kind of just like, is it on or is it off? And that's how most people attenuate their etheric senses. Now, people who focus on it, like yourself, can pick out finer details, and those who study and use their etheric sense greatly can do things like read people's emotions, anticipate their actions, figure out the precise composition of the technology they might have on their person. But in this particular case, what you are managing to pick out is the fact that there is a sapient etheric signature inside the cockpit here. And that wouldn't be the case if everybody was dead aboard.
Yeah.
Who they are, what their situation is, tough to say. But you can tell that there is somebody alive on there.
Well, that sucks. I was kind of hoping that they were already dead, because that would be better for them.
Oh, yeah?
Well, because then they wouldn't be, like, tortured and then killed. Yeah. So are we back on once we're back on the shuttle?
That's what y'all are doing? Just packing up and getting on the shuttle?
Maya wants to know if we're saving this person.
Yeah,
He's dangled.
I would like
dangled it in front of
I would
us.
like to get back in the shuttle where we can talk about things without other people overhearing before we decide that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be my question, is does Shay mention this until we're back in the shuttle?
I just want to make sure we're out of earshot. Like, if Blandis is still fucking following us around or whatever,
we'd be like, go do your job.
Yeah, like, God.
Yeah. Are you still here?
And if you dismiss him, yeah, he'll bustle off and attempt to look like he is leading the security personnel who are clearly just trying to do their jobs, despite this scientist nosing into their business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I can be, like, reasonably sure that if I whisper, no one's gonna, like, overhear us, I'm gonna say, like, everybody's running around. I don't know.
No, you can be... At the very least, you do not see anybody who is actively listening to you or paying you much attention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So as we're, I don't know, moseying back to the shuttle, I will say, okay, whoever that is still alive. I don't know if we want to do anything about this.
Well, we gotta help him out, right?
At the very least, we should see who they are.
We are
can we
just
do that?
so dangerously on the edge here.
Can we do that without giving away the game, is the question. I mean, we could change our mind, call Blandis back over, say we're interested in hearing about what kind of security breach this facility might be susceptible to. I don't know.
Not a bad idea.
We could always take this individual into,
Custody.
for
God, that'll be risky. I love
That
it.
was very risky, yeah.
Is there a way to tell who the, like, maybe head of security is here? Like, is there anybody who's clearly in charge despite Blandis's, like...
At a quick glance, yes. It's very easy to tell, especially if you're even, like, passingly familiar with Imperial military protocol, which most of you would be, at least at a vague glance. The more knots one of them has on their shoulder, the higher rank they are. So when you see somebody striding through with a braid with 3 knots on their left shoulder in silver cord, you can tell that they are some kind of superior, and they are clearly taking charge. It is an older Midrian-looking man. He is not currently armed, but he is ordering a perimeter being made around this ship that is being slowly lowered into the hangar bay. Not dramatically far away from your shuttle, because the hangar's honestly not that big, relatively speaking. But it is far enough away that you'd have the ability to take off if you wanted to. Maybe about 200 feet away.
Now's the time to decide. Poor Amari, just like, fuck.
God damn
It's
it!
like-
I can't.
Because, like, once they get him out of the ship, I could probably, like, levitate him onto the shuttle. You know, I can do that now.
And could get shot.
Well, not
out
subtly.
of
It's
the
gonna be
sky.
it's gonna be like we should be on the shuttle when that happens, and like on our way out, and like using the confusion to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it. We gotta try. Okay. Here's the problem. This person could be a total piece of work. We have no idea.
This person could be a
is.
complete jag.
Yeah.
Does that mean they deserve to be tortured and killed?
No.
At a
No,
black
but
site.
does that mean also that we need to like sacrifice ourselves to save this person? It's moral dilemma, extraordinaire.
It's not
should have
that
gotten a
hard of
Terrell
moral
rating.
dilemma. Yeah.
I got a different one.
As
I'm
soon
basically
as
told me the
Amari,
fate of the universe is in my hands, so I gotta do it.
as soon as Amari gives like
It's a nod.
any sort of acquiescence, Florian will whistle and is gonna like jog over to where the head of security is.
And this
Hey.
Midrian will look over at you. The illusion's still intact. You appear to be an ogre to his eyes.
Yeah.
And he will, please stay back. We're having a security breach. We need to contain this situation.
Yes, and I am. Do we have paperwork or like identity?
As part of
Florian, we don't have paper.
But shut up. But did we get any like physical indicator, or is it all
It's
virtual?
all digital visual. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. But the way we were talking about it last episode, I was not sure.
We're in the future.
You have ID pages that you can pull up that say that you
like-
are these
like-
identities.
Florian will like pull up his virtual badge essentially and say, Rick Danger. I am part of the just like really trying to suppress the southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
I am a part of the I don't remember what our
Quality assurance.
We're
quality assurance team currently doing an inspection of, this facility.
That's all well and good, but you still need to stand back. This is a security detail now. We need to handle this situation before anything else occurs.
Of course. And I'm here to assure the quality of your security. Ding.
Right.
And I'm just gonna like fucking eye contact. Like, I'm not gonna back down on this.
And he will just dead eye straight back at you, also not backing down.
Okay.
And says, can you please step back 3 meters so we can contain this situation?
I will, I just gave a little acquiescing gesture. Florian doesn't do that. He will step back like as close to exactly 3 meters as he can and give a little like, go on. I give you permission to continue, sir.
He will sigh and then turn back, and you see him ordering his security officers to surround the ship and for 2 of his officers to mount the ship and tear open the cockpit top.
Do you know if there is anybody sentient in there?
And without turning to look at you, the officer in charge will say, "We're about to find out."
Hey, Javier, write this down. It's all kinds of messed up.
Already on it, thank you.
And this officer in charge seems
Fuck this guy.
completely nonplussed by threats of things being written down.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
Good for him.
And you see these 2 officers mount the side of the ship, and they will pull out these wristbands that they will clip onto each of their wrists that appear to be made of some kind of combination of ruby and emerald aethite. They will both reach down, and there will be this big red-green glow between the 2 of them, and 2 normal-ass-looking Midrians will tear the roof off of this spaceship with their bare hands.
I want those. Amari doesn't want those.
I'm sure we can
Reed wants
requisition them.
those.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
Reed wants those. Yeah.
And for a moment, you will see their jacketed uniforms kind of bulging beneath these expanded muscles of their arms as they tear off these bits of the ship.
In the moment before anything else happens, Shay is going to, like, just as an aside to Amari, say, okay, so what's, like, the over-under on us needing to, like, run because Florian is about to bust through and grab that person out of the cockpit, and without, like, saying anything to us?
I mean, you might as well just get ready to book it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Florian Rick is unimpressed, sort of shaking his head as this whole procedure happens.
So Rick Danger is roughly about 50 feet away from the center of this ship here. And the rest of you are what, standing over by shuttle number 7?
Yeah.
So like, oh, did you say 200 or 100?
200.
Yeah.
So roughly
y'all,
150
I
feet
run real
away from
fast.
Florian. Sure.
Hey,
From inside the shovel, you hear Duma, who has lowered the boarding ramp, going, so is we leaving, or...
Just a
Just a
second.
Jackie.
I I told him that I could just levitate the person inside the ship. I don't know why we're doing this. Am I going to levitate them both? I don't know if I can do that.
How hard is it to get in contact with Kala?
It would be easier if I was on the ship, or if I was on the shuttle. Wouldn't have to, I don't know.
Can we get some quick documentation to take custody of whoever this is?
Balls, I don't know if we can do that quick. I don't think that's...
Could we at least ask Kala if that's something possible?
Shoot her a text. Just quick.
Just
Hey,
frantically
you up?
texting.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about doing that because Mike was very specifically asking me if I was doing that earlier.
I just like
Yeah.
being clear about these sorts of things.
It's good to know exactly what we're rolling for.
Mm-hmm.
Quick and painful deaths. That's what
Mhm.
we're rolling for.
Always.
So
yeah, I mean,
while the three of you are waffling near the shuttle, Florian is standing attentive nearing the intruding ship, and you see as the top of this small craft is torn off bodily, it reveals the interior of the ship is little more than a pair of seats back to back with each other, and only one of them is occupied with a seemingly unconscious figure. And it is broad, short, and dressed head to toe in protective spaceflight gear. And it appears, at least proportions-wise, to be a cog.
Does the ship look cogrish in nature?
No, not especially. And the fact that it has like a fully operational or a seemingly operational warp core on its back, and it, appears, like I said, kind of junkish. It looks like this is something that's been cobbled together.
Mm-hmm.
But
What the
the
hell?
two security officers will get hands under this cog's arms and drag them up out of the ship, and it's just limp in their arms. And you can't see this individual's face. It's totally covered by a flight mask of some kind that has this tube kind of sticking out the front that attaches to some kind of, you'd assume, atmospheric transfer system in a body pack of some kind attached to their flight suit. And you can hear Administrator Blandis's voice kind of squeaking, saying, quarantine that thing right now.
I'm assuming that people move to do such a thing.
You actually see that most of the security officers actually pull back away from the two that have grabbed this cog out of the shuttle. And you hear the commanding officer shouting for a containment unit, whatever that is.
What? I'm guessing they're worried about if this is an outside cog. It's got the
plague.
the plague and they don't want it contaminating stuff. You know what's going to be really great is if we can just take that right off their hands and deal with the problem ourselves.
So, is anybody doing anything while this is happening?
Yeah, I'm going to go over to Blandis while this is happening.
So you stride over there, and he also has backed up away from this. He was kind of at the security perimeter, but now he's backed away, and is also shrieking for a containment team.
Your security team taking care of this effectively?
And he'll yip and then turn towards you, having not really noticed your approach, and say, yes, we will keep this all contained. They will not contaminate our specimens below. We have all the security features we need for this sort of thing.
Are you sure? Because it looks like this one made it through. It is now sitting in your hangar.
And it will get no farther.
I don't know if the company is willing to, how should I put it, trust your systems anymore.
This sounds like you're acting meaningfully as you attempt to convince this person that the systems and protocols they have in place for dealing with this exact scenario aren't good enough.
God, we just keep pushing this guy around.
There is a cog that it threatens their entire system, their entire research in their hangar right now. So
Can I
they brought it in the first place is a problem.
Can I add my influence to this in that Florian has been looking on disapprovingly this whole time and has just been like, this is all a mess.
From toe to tip, a mess.
Toe to tip, this is a mess.
Now from the tippy top of the rabbit ear to a little shake of its tail, this darn thing is a woot nanny. That's a phrase back on Ackle.
A woot nanny.
A woot nanny.
It's a weird place.
I would say Florian is probably the only one close enough to actually assist with this.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's fine. I do have a D8 in influence, but it's for being a war hero. So that, again, not applicable to this situation. I do not think.
You could be a different kind of war hero as Melbert Dinkelstrom.
How do you think I got this position as inspector? Do you know what I did?
You know what kind of stuff I've seen?
The people I had to kill.
The people who the last thing they heard was my name, Melbert Dinklescrum.
Why?
Did you say your name as you killed them?
I would say this is going to be a very similar roll. It would be very ridiculous if this works. So 30 is our target number here. And I'm going to be spending a couple of void dice to crank up the difficulty on this
I think
sucker.
that makes
Of course. So I'm going to take that.
46 is our
bolt.
new total that you need to hit.
Fuck you. I mean that in a nice way, but damn it. I can use one of the bold tags?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I am going to take
You can't
one
use
of
two
those.
at a time, right?
Right. I think
Right,
I don't remember the last time we had a one that had 2 alley-oops.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've had one that has had 2.
We
I
have.
don't know either.
We
Yeah.
did. We had I think it was also a boldly, funnily enough.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And what do I get for that? Is it his? Listman, do I get your dice size for that? Or do I just get an extra one of my current bolds?
You add your tactics die again for the alley-oop.
Cool. Great. Okay. So let's see here. Let's do that. So I've got 2 d10s for boldly. And I got 1d6 of my own for influence and 1d6 from Florian.
From Rick
And-
Rick motherfucking
excuse me.
Danger.
Rick motherfucking Danger.
I'm going to use my Daredevil. So I'm going to spend 1 Aether die to double my tactics and talent dice.
Okay.
Okay. I need to get more dice out. Good lord.
Oh, we rolling dice this session, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh, weird. I'm missing a bunch of dice. Oh, there they are. I can use my eyes. Let's do that. Okay. And then I am going to spend 1, 2, 3 Aether to add more to this die. Let's get some more dice going.
All right. So what is the total dice pool that we have built here?
Let's see here. 2, 3. So let's see here. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 76, 2d10. No, 3 and 3d10.
Very cool. And
Cool.
again, the
Set of-
target number here is 48. No, 46. Apologies.
I was like,
Yeah.
it went up. Shit.
Again, no.
Fuck.
No.
Okay. Let's do some counting. Guys,
That's a whole lot
improv.
of dice.
Improv. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
do the thing. Do the thing.
Shit.
Oh god, play location, relationship, and animal.
Buffalo,
Location.
buffalo, and buffalo.
Oh, God.
Yeah, got it in one. One word. Hey, do you know if we packed any of the 12 logo in the shuttle? I'm feeling
we
a
did
bit
not.
we really should remember that. Because
Honestly, we need to put you in like a 12-step program or something.
one step for each logo.
For each
Um,
In character, that is like a very like difficultly stifled laughter.
Oh man. You know what's sad though is that the 12-step program for 12 Loco is actually sponsored by 12 Loco.
Oh no!
It actually
it's brutal, yeah, but they cornered the market on it.
it's
And
I'm
what's
short
our
by
total?
1.
Was it?
Oh,
45.
no.
you know what that means.
course.
You know what that means, Reed. That
I
means no
can't-
matter
yeah.
what, yeah.
I know. I got it ready. That's a d20. Not that much power.
So
Okay.
that tells me you're spending a void die?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mike, you can have one of your void die back. That being said, I also rolled a 1 on one of my Aether die, so I get that back.
That's true.
Nice.
Oh, I really should.
Cool.
I guess it doesn't matter.
So, and that's a 9 on
Hey.
the void die.
There we go.
So that
You
puts me up.
know.
Nope.
No.
Nope. No. See, this is
2 away, right?
Nope.
Just
two?
just
And
do it.
knowing Reed, he would roll a 1.
I would. Yes. I know myself
Very
too well.
true.
So, as Administrator Blandis, who is just having the worst day,
It's just so bad.
you berate him about his operational capabilities of dealing with this threat, and he will stop in his tracks, and the color will drain out of his face. His eyes will flick back towards your shuttle, and the now very woozy looking Avia, who is still clutching a data pad, and he will look back to you, his eyes flicking back, and say, "What do you suggest?"
I suggest we remove the whatever this thing is from the facility entirely. Put it on our ship, we remove it. Contamination like this should be handled outside.
And you would take this intruder, and then the problem would disappear,
Like it never existed.
like it never existed. Right. Commander, the quality assurance officers will be taking care of the quarantine proceedings, and the intruder will be sequestered aboard their ship, the Maximinus, which waits in orbit, and the intruder will be fully debriefed, I'm sure, yes?
Yes.
And dealt with aboard their facility, not ours. And the commander
Please
will say,
renew.
that is not standard protocol.
Seems like you need to update your protocols then.
Our protocols are updated every single turn by the data packs that we receive from the Aegis Tech carriers in system.
Which is why
And
we're
yet-
here to inspect, to make sure your protocols get updated appropriately.
Administrator Topian, this is highly irregular. I don't know who these people are. Inspectors, quality assurance. I don't have any record of their department in our files, and giving them someone who's breached our outer perimeter and found the location of this base goes against every rule we have on the books.
We exist to write new rules. Okay? And no, you wouldn't know about us. Otherwise, you'd be waiting for us to show up. Thank you. Well, I appreciate your diligence to do your job correctly.
It will be
Let us
probably
handle this.
I'm not.
Administrator Topian will say, Commander, please remand the prisoner over to the quality assurance officers and they will handle it. That is an order. And the security commander will just kind of eyes bugging out a little bit, will stare between the administrator and look towards you, his jaw becoming this grim line. And through clenched teeth, he'll say, Of course, administrator.
Rick will go to collect this guy.
So you go over to the two security officers who are cog handling this individual.
Yeah. And I will just pick him up like he weighs nothing, because he doesn't. He's a little baby.
And there's a cautious moment as you do that, where the weight of this individual is transferred over to you, and one of the officers, and I'm going to be spending 2 void dice here, brushes up against you. As an
Just angling my horns out of the way.
And they, God damn it!
And as you're grabbing this cog and taking him away, the officer will kind of do a double take down it, where his arm brushed against yours, and then stare back up at you quizzically, and then just there's a beat when this particular officer may have noticed something hinky.
Flirt.
He can write that in his report.
Flirt.
I wink. No. No, but Florian will sort of give a little friendly nod and, remove himself quickly from the situation, but not just do a little you must have brushed up against me weird. Oh, sorry there.
Mm-hmm. And how are you carrying this cog?
I figured just
vomiting child held out
yeah, kind of. I'm not gonna toss him over my shoulder or something.
Uh-huh.
So I figure
Okay.
I just lift him.
Yeah, okay. And you see the officer who you've taken the cog from still staring at you, and as you're making your way back towards shuttle number 7, Mari, what are you doing?
I'm making sure everyone. How do I put this? Before I go, I want to make sure that everyone knows that they need to be properly decontaminated. Tell you Blandis Topian, that make sure not a single person goes down into the facility before being decontaminated. We cannot risk the assets here.
And you see one of the officers who was handling the cog before handing it off to Florian come up and begin to say something into the security commander's ear.
Guess now's the best time to go, huh? Yeah.
That will be all.
Jay is completely dissociating. Yeah.
Okay. And
Duma, this could break bad very quickly. Don't be in too big of a hurry to get out of the hangar, but once we are out of this hangar, we need to book it back to the Tiresian.
the traffic controller is starting to shout at me about keeping the door to the hangar open.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, let's go. As soon as everyone's on board, go. We don't even need to be buckled in. It doesn't matter.
And as your, let's see, Shay and Oswald would already be aboard the shuttle. And when Florian is about halfway there, the security commander will shout out and say, excuse me, sorry, just 1 sec. Danger, was it?
I will not even look over my shoulder. I'm just gonna say, "Yep, that's me," and keep going.
And Amari, you're a little bit farther back, but catching up with Florian when the security commander says, "Could you please stop for a second?"
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's such a good idea since this is such a highly, volatile situation.
I just need a moment of your time, please. And he's starting to power walk after you.
I'm just. I am going to. Can I transfer the cog over to Amari? Is he close enough that I can just hand him off and be keep going?
Amari's not quite as fast as you, so you'd have to stop and turn and hand off the cog.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Then I'll wait, and if Amari is still coming up to meet me, I'm going to hand him off and be like, "Go."
The whisper to Florian. Just better make this quick.
Yep.
And
then I will turn around and be like, "How can I help you, sir?"
And Amari, are you continuing to the shuttle?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Fuck Blandis. I'm having a bad day.
We could have they were just going to put the cog on our ship, and you went and grabbed it. I was like, no.
I mean, I don't know if we wanted anybody actually on our ship.
On our ship.
That's fine. It's fine.
The commander, flanked by 2 security officers, is coming straight at you.
Oh boy.
And he has a hand on his sidearm.
Okay.
He hasn't drawn it, but it is on the holster near his hip.
How far am I from the ship?
Maybe about 50 feet away.
Okay. I'm going to position myself so that I can see the exact moment that Amari gets on the ship, but also be very open and what can I do for you, gentlemen?
Okay.
We need to go.
But hand still on his sidearm, he is going to reach a hand towards you as if to touch you.
And I'm going to say, "Wow, I am flattered, but that is highly inappropriate."
And he will say, "This will just take a moment. If you could please just hold still. I have to do a security sweep."
A security sweep of what exactly? And I'm going to keep, if he keeps advancing towards me, I'm going to keep taking a step back and I kind of sidle towards the shuttle.
And he will say over his shoulder, "Officer, secure Rick Danger."
Is Amari back on the ship? Can I?
As he says this, you see Amari getting his first foot on the ramp.
Boom! Bolting!
Shay.
Yeah?
Are you able
how's it going? Everything good?
Yes.
How's it going?
Oh, it looks like what Rick needs some help. If you would mind to.
I'm gonna just power slide over to where I'm in line of sight of Florian.
And you're doing that just as Florian is beginning to sprint towards the shuttle, and as the commander points and says, "Stop Rick Danger!"
Danger is my middle name. No, wait, my last name. I don't remember anymore.
It's Rick Danger.
They call me Double Danger.
And you see these security officers who are still present drawing weapons.
I am going to just absolutely wizard the fuck out of this. I am going to Aether Leech the weapons.
Awesome. Very good.
Okay. So you were just attempting to take all of the Aether out of these weapons that they are wielding.
Yes.
Quick rules lawyer thing, and I'm sorry, Elliot. This might be different because of wizard stuff, but I believe Aether Leech might be from one specific thing at a time.
Yes, I may have to. Ooh, new rule that we have. I may have to spend a void dice to do it twice.
Void dice to do it twice. Let's see. Aether Leech specifically says you can... Once per scene, you may take any number of Aether dice from a tech Aether pool and add them to your own. So yeah, it is a single pool.
Singular Aether pool.
When you do add a number of void dice are spent and given to the DM, you may not exceed the maximum number of Aether dice allowed in your pool when gaining
Not
dice
going to
in
be a
this
problem.
way.
And there's 40 guns trained directly on Rick.
Well,
James.
there's only
Just
2
the
at the
2.
moment.
Maybe 3 if what's his name is also pulling his gun.
Yes, there would be 3 total.
I can dodge 2 bullets. It's fine.
Not bullets.
But 2 phaser beams, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever kind of Star Trek shit this is. Okay, so you get to have 1 void dice, and I get 2 Aether. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm going to... Okay, so the thing about the telekinesis is that I don't... Like, what are the rules vis-a-vis, like, speed?
Like, how fast can you whip a thing?
Yeah. Like, probably not G's. Like, that would be wild.
With me.
Well, things need space to build momentum, but other than that, the upper limit is really depends on how much Aether you pour into a thing.
I kind of figured that might be it, which is why I started with Aether Leech.
Which gun are you draining? The one from the commander or one from one of the officers?
I'm going to drain the commanders and one of the officers.
Okay.
By video game logic, he's the better shot.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, as per the rulesing that we just stated, you can absorb Aether dice from a single pool per use of Aether Leech.
Yeah. And I'm doing it twice.
Right. Nothing in the rule states that you can do it twice.
I thought that we changed the rule to be we could spend a void dice to do it more than once. Did that not?
Well, how Aether Leech is written now is you can take Aether dice from any source and add them to your own, but when you do, an equal number of void dice is given to me.
Oh, I forgot that that's what the void dice thing was. Okay, maybe. I'm going to take the commanders.
Yeah, the incurring void die thing was for I believe the traits like the double your tactic.
Mhm.
Oh,
and
that's
counts.
right.
Yeah,
That's
that,
right.
That's right.
Has
I also mixed that up in
subsequent-
my head, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's my bad. So I only get 1 Aether back?
No, you get 2 Aether back, and I get 2 void dice.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fair.
The rules are a work in progress.
This is
that
a
song.
new game. Okay, yeah, I'm taking the commander's gun because by video game logic, he's the better shot.
Mhm.
Which I'm sure is exactly how Shay thinks of it in
Yes.
characters.
Yes. Via simulated educational games at Wezra and Izald, he's the better shot. Yeah, and I'm gonna hold off on the telekinesis if it's looking like they're gonna
to shoot each other.
Now there's some no.
Stop shooting yourself. Stop shooting yourself.
I mean, they're drawing their weapons, like
Yeah.
getting ready to fire. Well, I don't know about ready to fire, but they're pointing them at Florian, who is running towards the
Yeah.
ship.
And I can only telekinesis one object at a time.
I think, unless you're doing something else, everyone else is going to have a chance to do something.
Yeah,
Before-
right. I'll do Aether Leech is the thing I did to
Okay.
take the captain's Aether out of his gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, Captain, Cap's got no ammo.
Amari, I'm assuming you're loading the cog onto the shuttle.
Yeah, it's very much like this. So you take the cog, lift him over your head, and then just kind of yeet him into the ship.
It's empty.
This
Yeah,
is a 4.5 foot tall, stocky individual. Florian, you ain't. So when you attempt to yeet this cog over your head, there's definitely a momentum issue.
Into the ship.
Back.
It doesn't matter.
All right, so you yeet the cog into the shuttle.
This is the best game ever.
Oswald, anything you can think of doing in these last moments?
Without Aether? Not really. I mean, I can
Open fire with a gun?
Guns are just not my. I have zero skill in them.
Okay. I'm just spitballing here.
As the world has proven, skill is not required.
Can I? So there's still two people with guns.
And you can see them drawing on Florian's back as Florian begins to flee.
Oh boy, I wish I had Aether. Can I spellcraft? Can I still spellcraft? Is that fine without Aether?
Assuming, I mean, it would just be a straight roll, but yeah,
it would just be a straight roll. That's true. Can I guess I could try gravity welling so that the butt of the muzzle of the weapon becomes very heavy, so they're no longer, and I can do it to one of them, I would assume. So it's no longer pointing at Florian for enough time to at least get Florian onto the ship. There's still another person shooting, but what are you gonna do?
I would say, considering you've already gone all in, your Aether is tapped. It would be pretty incredible if this worked.
Sure would be pretty incredible.
So 25 is the number to hit here.
Yeah, and I can't beat that.
That's not true.
How many void dice?
No, the void can beat that.
Yeah, it's true. I would need 4.
You could just spend 4 void dice and succeed. Always an option.
So 25.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Or you could just roll real well on 2 void dice.
Right.
Plus the die you roll.
Yeah, I mean, I could theoretically roll a 10, but or roll 20, but yeah. I mean, I'll roll it, see what happens. If it's at least reasonably close, I'll maybe use some void die.
Okay. I love it.
It's all I can promise at this point because I'm pretty tapped out.
Heart of the cards.
Okay. Yeah, that's 13, so not really.
Technically, a single void die could get you there.
Yeah. Let me just take a quick look at what we got here.
25 is what you're going for. You got a 13. If you rolled a 12, you got it. Or you could take the failure and get an XP.
So you have 4 void die. Boy, not to metagame too much here, but Florian, how many conditions do you currently have?
I have 1, I believe.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That means I got 3 more. It's fine.
If you have 1 condition, you have 2 more.
Oh, 2 more. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. And there's 2 guns being pointed at you.
Hey, listen, I can... No, don't. I can dodge a bullet. I'm telling you right now, I can dodge a bullet.
What about 2 bullets?
Again,
I don't need
no
2 bullets.
Are being
I
shot
Also
just
not
need
bullets.
one.
We understand.
Fine,
this is the
aren't.
shorthand, Reed.
Florian's used to bullets. Oh, wait, no, he's not. Not even Florian is used to bullets.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna roll a void die.
Okay.
Nope. Rolled a 3 on that, so I'd have to roll pretty good to. No, I'm just gonna call it there.
Calling it there. Okay.
Yeah.
Take the XP.
I will take the XP.
Florian, anything you are attempting to do as you are running towards the shuttle?
I didn't want to metagame this, but I will remind you guys now that I can basically fucking flash step and run real fast, which I would like to do right now.
And what are you rolling to do that?
I'm going to roll athletics and boldly and also
you can take the alley-oop.
5 aether. Oh, I will take the do those don't roll over from missions, do they? Or those do roll over from missions, right?
The alley oops do not roll over per mission. They clear at the
Then
end.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna take it.
Okay, so add another copy of your boldly, and that is it for our alley oops. And it would be pretty ridiculous if these people at like fairly close range managed to miss.
What's ridiculous? That's 30, right?
Yes.
Or 35.
30.
Okay. So I'm going to add on 5. I mean, I was going to do this already. I already have it out. I'm going to add on 5 aether.
Sounds good.
So that is 14, 24.
I'm going to spend a couple of void
30.
dice to crank up the difficulty on this.
That makes sense.
To how much?
You would.
Let's find out. Oh, it just adds 6, so 36.
I got a 36 too.
Okay. That's very
does that mean I have to roll a void dice, or do I succeed on a match?
You succeed on a match, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Whew. I am going to spend the last 2 more void dice, so that's only one left in my pool. One of them definitely shoots you.
Cool.
And you take another condition as you are shot in the back.
Ouchie.
And as you are stumbling onto the ramp of the shuttle number 7, you see that there is a limp cog body face down on the floor where Amari has thrown it. And
I think what happens,
Florian and Oswald.
I think what happens is like the force of the shot like propels Florian into the shuttle a little bit, and so he just like gets slightly past the cog and just collapses on the ground and is like, "Okay, I'm in, let's go." And
Shay and Amari, you're the last ones left standing at the shuttle door.
I fucking slam the like close the hatch button.
And as soon as the hatch begins to close, you feel the shuttle begin to rise. Before the door is even closed, Duma's like, "Okay, dokie, we's leaving."
Yes, Duma, do what you do best, please.
Okay. Oh, they is closing the door. This is not good.
Shay will run up to the cockpit, and I'm going to try to keep those doors open.
How?
It's a really good question.
By
embody your
magic?
inner Star Killer, right? Okay, and just pull that Star Destroyer from space. Just kind of do it.
I love that guy.
So I could do this with my telekinesis, maybe. I could also do it with an Aether Tech roll. I could hack it to keep it open with my mind. I could hack it with my mind to keep it open.
Can you wreck it?
I could wreck it. Now, wrecking could just make them stop where they are instead of pushing them back open, which is my worry.
Can we still fit through the opening?
Oh yeah, they're not. They don't close quickly. These are big hangar doors
Big
that are slowly
doors.
grinding closed. And you do know that there is like a small ice shelf on top of this base that these doors have to move every time they open and close.
Now, my thought, though, is if I wreck them where they are now and they stay open, it's going to be way easier for any of their flight things to follow us. So if I hack it, then I could keep it open and then close it once we're out.
Fair enough.
So they have to start opening it again.
That is funnier. I like that.
Now that's thinking with dice.
So you want to rush up to some kind of data terminal inside shuttle number 7, probably in combination with your own personal data pad, and attempt to hack the systems of this base that you already sort of have a backdoor into because you've been able to hijack their comms a little bit. So you have a way in.
Yeah.
But then very, very, very quickly find the door controls to the hangar bay and then exude precise control over them. That is what you're attempting here.
Yeah, like movies.
Yes, just like the movies do.
Like the movies do. You just hack it.
It would be impossible for someone to do this. Impossible. What you are saying here is something any reasonable metadiver or hacker worth their salt would say, are you kidding? No.
And I am going to come back like the kid in sneakers and just be like, I did it.
I just heard a very, very good quote today. Doesn't matter the context, but it was, if you go to an engineer or a programmer and you say, I want this done, and they say no, go to a 17-year-old and they will get it done. I literally heard that quote today. It's very appropriate.
Possible. I don't know the meaning of the word.
So 35 is the number we're looking for here.
All right. Sounds like a good time to go all in.
And I'm going to spend a void dice to make this harder.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Add just 1 to that. So 36.
Florian just got 36.
Yeah, and Florian can do it. You can do it too, for sure.
Yeah. That's the quote that I heard today. If Florian can do it, you can too. Okay, so
Florian's
hacker
line of
voice.
Motivational posters.
I was just about to say, it's actually a poster that Florian has made. If I can do it, you can do it.
The hang in there poster is just Oswald on a tree branch.
Yeah.
I hate heights.
Or is he being held, like Florian just has his arm out and Oswald is hanging off of it?
Cute. Okay. Hacker voice. I'm in. D10.
Mm-hmm.
I said quickly, so this is going to be a swiftly roll.
Seems reasonable.
1d8. I have 4 available Aether in my pool.
Mm-hmm,
And I am going to... Oh, and since I'm going all in, that is 8 additional.
Spicy.
Yeah.
So that's 12d6.
Yep. A d8 and a d10.
Very good.
Great.
4, 5.
There's one thing we like doing here on Material Components is rolling so many dice.
8.
So many dice.
Well, see, this game has fueled my dice addiction to a
Yeah.
horrible degree.
We got to get like a co-sponsorship deal with like
Like Dispel or
Dispel and what's the Skull Splitter
yeah.
and Chessex.
You hear that, Skull Splitter?
I picked up a set from Everything Dice today.
Oh yeah.
And they're very much my my Skane Witch.
Or if,
Ooh,
God
nice.
forbid, Level Up Dice would like a piece of this pie.
Yeah.
Hubris is what I did. So since I have so many D6s, I decided to roll my tactic and talent first.
Oh no.
It's a good thing I only have one condition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that
I'm
what's
gonna put
happening
this-
here?
I'll put
Oh,
this in the
boy.
Discord. I'll
Interesting.
see my shame.
Your honesty is
Nice.
It's welcome.
Well, I
Nice.
couldn't. It was. I'm a bad poker face, so I couldn't keep myself from gasping,
Yeah.
and it clearly wasn't a good gasp. All right,
Yeah.
so now let's. What's the point of rolling all these d6s, Mike?
You could still succeed.
It's supposed to
Absolutely.
see, yeah.
Yeah, you just take the condition.
Fail
Or other
forward.
things.
Whatever that may be.
Well, it's either you take the condition or I get 3 void dice.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, your guys' turn to make comedy gold over there.
Comedy gold. I gotta tell you, it's comedy gold. What's that from?
Duma, faster would be better.
as Duma is going, Duma is having to deal with inertia and gravity and closing doors.
And you're doing great, but more.
I see what you're saying, but if you could just a little bit more, just a little bit, 110%.
Just believe in yourself more.
There is no such thing as 110%. 100% just gets bigger.
Thank you for that, Mike.
Duma like
It's a 40.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
But you take some kind of condition in doing this, or are you giving me 3 void dice?
I'm gonna take a condition. Wow. Fucking, I'd get tendonitis. I don't know.
Just the quick tapping. You're like, oh fuck my wrist, Jesus.
I didn't stretch.
Pre-hack stretching. What a nerd. Oh, love it.
In expending your aether, you are heightening your own etheric senses to such a degree in an attempt to expand your ability to connect with the metanet, the local one at the very least, as well as heightening your own reaction times to the point where you start by like typing keys and like doing the sweet Minority Report moving of holograms in front of you. But at a certain point, when you know that this is going too slow, any of you who are also on the bridge would just see Shay place their hands on a couple of screens, their eyes roll back into their head, and a soft glow begin to emanate from them.
Shit.
Oh no, I did it. I did it too dangerous.
No, and I say,
Just like in the movies.
and then it happens.
And there's a moment very similar to when you were the ship, except this
Yeah.
time you're doors.
I'm the doors.
Oh shit.
I'm
Look,
You're
Jim Morrison.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
Jim Morrison.
And as the ship, shuttle number 7, breaks on through to the other side,
I was looking
did
for
it.
it.
We
Damn
did it. We did it. Good night, everyone.
Good
We beat it.
episode.
you are there to witness as the shuttle moves past the perimeter of the doors, and you are perfectly able, as the doors are you and you are the doors, to begin their shutting process and accelerate that process as soon as shuttle number 7 is clear, and while people within the hangar are still scrambling to react to what's happening here. There is gunfire that is following the shuttle, but handheld weapons are very rarely rated to do any damage to spaceships.
Yeah.
And before too long, shuttle number 7 is quickly ascending over Tio Shin, and the shuttle, the hangar bay doors of Ice Station K have closed entirely, and you're sure that people are working on getting them open as quickly as they can, but that's a whole process.
Yeah.
And they definitely weren't expecting the presence of an elven super hacker in their internal systems. That's for
They
sure.
never did.
We should have thrown
Well,
like,
then I
flyers
guess-
as we left of like Vorpal Corp or something.
I guess we proved that their quality was not assured. So
Yeah, definitely not.
And Shay then collapses onto the comms panels and data pad on the bridge, having expended the last of your aether in this one huge moment of hacking mastery.
Florian appears at the door of the bridge, bleeding, and just like leans against it and looks down at Shay and is like, I think that went really well. I think about as
Honestly.
well as could be expected.
It could have gone a lot worse. So, yeah. Weirdly enough, I agree with you.
And very quickly, as you're moving into the atmosphere, you get a transmission from Kala, who is saying that there have already been transmissions sent from the base to the carriers in the system saying to go get you. And that y'all need to leave
that tracks.
ASAP. Duma is going to get you back to the Tiresian as fast as possible. You don't quite know if it'll be fast enough until you get there. Once the shuttle number 7 is docked in the belly of the Tiresian, Kala is saying that those carriers are incoming. And if you don't go somewhere else right now, then they're going to be on top of you. And the Tiresian cannot outrun these things.
So, but all we have to do really is get to a like non-suspicious part of, I almost said space, I guess. And then turn off, like switch our signal back to what we originally are. We just have to make sure that we're like clear of sensor fields before we do that. So we don't have to outrun them. We just have to get far enough away that we're not suspicious.
We have to
do
get
a quick jump.
Yeah, and then we need to lie.
Again.
As far as you know, no one's actually had a visual on the Tiresian yet. They think you're a different ship based on scan data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have the ability to just like pop somewhere really quick, flip it, and then pop right back?
Like warping?
Yeah.
Not like with it. I mean, if you wanted to warp to another system, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're asking Duma to do? Because Duma is now scrambling to the bridge of the Tiresian.
We could. Is that traceable?
You don't think so?
That's assuring. Well,
That's
actually, all that really matters is that we flip to a new system. We go a little ways. We flip ourselves back to the Tiresian, and then we're like, yeah, the ship appeared out of nowhere and sped off that way.
Yeah,
as with our fake nose and mustaches.
Yeah, our I almost said Karl Marx. No, fuck.
We're all
Groucho
wearing
Marx.
Karl Marx disguises. It's really strange.
Big beards and pamphlets.
Yeah.
So is that what you tell Duma to do? Is warp out of the system?
I don't know what choice is better. So, yeah.
Okay, that is what Duma does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific destination in mind, or do you tell him to just hit random?
No, don't hit random. That shit happens in things too often, and shit breaks bad. Go like, I don't know, like 2 systems over and 1 up.
Okay. He punches in some quick coordinates, and the warp drive of the Tiresian spins up, and he looks apologetically over at Shay, who has not had time to get into an isolation pod before he punches it.
Now you're gonna get like super Aether Leech. It's fine. Now you get to use it twice.
That's called Vampire. That's what Super Aether Leech is.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm unconscious. It'll be great.
And having narrowly escaped the clutches of Aegis Tech Solutions, you fling yourselves into the void and away. The green hells surround the Tiresian as shutters in the viewports quickly close to shield you from that maddening emerald view that awaits beyond the realm of your ship for 3 solid minutes. Shay, if you weren't already shaky from today's events, you are knocked on your ass as your expanded etheric senses, now left nearly defenseless after your expulsion of so much aether, are assaulted by waves of sensation that slap against you. This roiling, disgusting, nauseating feeling of wrongness rolling over your sensory abilities. it's not a touch or taste or smell. It is something interacting with your etheric senses that just feels wrong. The rest of you would definitely see Shay like physically react to this circumstance.
I mean, does putting them in the like isolation pod mid warp do anything? Does that help, or is that like once it starts you can't do anything?
It's at least worth.
Yeah, I'm just stand there and watch my body writhe around.
Put a wallet in your mouth so you don't. You're not supposed to.
But yeah, that is definitely something that would need to happen, because Shay being totally exposed to the void like this leaves them pretty much incapacitated.
Yeah. Great. Picking Shay up to the pod.
Okay. Shay, you are enclosed in this pod, and the sensation begins to abate, and you are allowed to breathe a sigh of relief as the noxious feelings of the void recede. The rest of you are left to pick up the pieces here aboard the Tiresian. Some of you more
patching
exhausted
up
than
the fucking hole in my body.
Florian, would you like assistance with that? I'm not trained per se, but I would be willing to assist. It's just that it's at a hard angle to reach, I would imagine.
Florian
I could hold up a mirror.
Up his like bloody hands, and it's like, yeah, I could use some help.
Yes, okay.
And as you're helping Florian, Oswald, you realize suddenly that you're still recording, and you have been this whole time.
Right. Turn that off. Boop.
Do you make the noise?
Oh, yeah.
That's the verbal command.
Boop. Boop.
Oh, that's going to have to be heavily edited. Oh, boy.
And also, I think that when Shay went all in, the disguises went down. I think that
would make sense. Yeah.
And Kala finally comes out of the comms station and greets you all. Well, how did it go?
As well as it could have. I probably don't even hear her.
It's like a 90% like success, and then a 10% oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh
placing
fuck.
A bloody rag against Florian's backside. I think it could have gone worse.
We could be
dead,
yeah.
I mean, and then Florian coughs and like a little bit of blood comes out. It's like, I think, mission accomplished.
We got a lot of information, I have to say.
That's great. We did it.
Yes.
High fives all around, except for Shay. We just slapped the pod.
Sorry.
Stop slapping the pod.
We're doing a high five
moment. You can't slap the glove.
I think Shay says they really enjoy it when we slap on the pod, so you should probably do more of that.
I don't think I will.
No, they hate it.
And Kala will ask, so, what now?
Well, I think now we return to the world of the living.
And Duma will ask, and what about that person we stole?
Great question. That's such a good question that we should probably think about.
We're going to go back there, and they're going to be they're not there anymore.
We just have a cog in our vents.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Just ripping and tearing shit up. Just to make a brooch out of this.
Kala will raise a bovine eyebrow at that and give you a smile and say, "Oh, another one."
We tend to collect them.
Mm-hmm.
As
And
the
by our
first, I
money.
feel very appreciated by that.
Yeah.
Panned out well so far, so yeah, might as well keep on going. Ha!
As Oracle Zero hurtles through the void to a holdout destination before they are able to warp back to the Noku system and rejoin the land of the living, they are left with a successful mission, having ripped off a lot of info from Aegis Tech Solutions and gotten away mostly okay.
I'm sure there will be repercussions at some point, but
There always are.
And with a new friend now resting in their cargo hold.
Ah, boy.
We do just keep collecting people.
That's
He's gonna
true.
be pissed knowing I chucked him.
We leave Oracle Zero blazing through the emerald void towards their destination. The Tiresian safe for the time being, and Oracle Zero having got one over on Aegis Tech Solutions. Back on Tio Shin,
Oh boy.
a security officer stares seriously at Administrator Topian. The two of them standing in the security ward of the base. The administrator looks nervously towards the security commander, who stares back at the administrator with a look of utter contempt on his face. And the administrator asks, "As in, he's on hold right now?" And the commander says, "Yes, sir. Mr. Silvaro will speak with you now." And the ramifications of that will have to wait until next time. Because as always, you can find us online at MatcomRPG on Twitter and Instagram. You can also email us at materialcomponentsrpg@gmail.com. We always love hearing from all of our listeners.
You can find me on Twitter at CryOutOlivia. I am always there talking about D&D and other RPGs and also just a lot of other nerd stuff. So come hang out.
You can find me on Twitter at Elliot C. Lewis. I'm an illustrator and graphic designer, doing a lot of tabletop RPG and other fan art. You can also support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links to both of those are in my Twitter profile.
You can find me at The Readamus on Instagram and Twitter, where I post jokes and lots of photos of nature, so come check it out.
And you cannot find me on social media, but what you can do is support our show by rating and reviewing it on whatever platform you're listening to it on. Please, please, please do so.
Indeed, and finally, you can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at MKGorgoni, where I'm always happy to talk about all things material components. But as always, the world is chaos, so please, be kind to each other. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.